Hi, so I've been working on the database management system. It's called Acorn Store, and I've implemented all the features that I wanted to implement and could implement, and I'm actually a bit bored of it because there is a lot of testing to do, there is a lot of minor fixes to do, and that's not particularly exciting. So I thought that I'm gonna take a break and not work on it for a while, but there is one thing that I wanna do related to this project, and it's gonna be the last thing, at least for a while. This last thing that I wanted to make was create a web application that has CRUD functionality, and that CRUD functionality is implemented with Acorn Store. I'm filming this after I've already filmed the making of that web application. The app is basically, it's a system for managing recipes, just cooking recipes. So you can create new recipes and save them to the database. You can view them, you can update them, and you can delete them. So that's the CRUD functionality. So in this video, I'm creating the database via the server program. Then I'm creating a collection via the client shell application, and then I'm using the API inside of web application to connect to the database. And in the end, I successfully implemented the CRUD functionality using my database management system. It's gonna be a simple web application, very simple. It's gonna be in Golang because the database management system is implemented in Golang, and the API that exists right now is only in Golang. So okay, right here I've got a simple web application that is basically it's what they have in Golang. They have like a tutorial type of thing, and there is this HTTP server, and basically that's what it is. Right now, when we create new recipes, they just get saved on the computer, basically. I guess I first should run the application to show you what it is. So how do I do that? Okay, so it doesn't even have the index page, but that's okay. Basically, the way we access the recipes is by using URL test recipe, and here you can see this is the title and this is the text of the recipe, and you can edit that and save. So edit it, save, and here is our edit. So it's very simple. So basically, when we save the recipe, we just save it to a new file, and when we load recipe, we just read the file. So instead of using the basically writing and reading to files, we're gonna use our own database. So I've just copied two applications that are part of Acorn Store. First is the server application. Here is the .exe file and two metadata files, databases and users. And then there is also a client shell application. It's simply .exe file. Okay, I've created a couple more terminal instances. Okay, so first let's go to cd server build, and in this one we're gonna do cd okay. We have no databases, so let's create one. Create database, recipe web app, and the root directory is gonna be it's gonna be data slash data and slash That's it. Okay, database recipe web create user. Let's create a root user root, and then grant the user root permissions to database recipe web app 1.0. So now if we check the user root, yeah, it has all the permissions needed, and now we can run the client shell and connect to the database for okay, collections. Let's create a new collection called recipes. Okay, now we have an empty collection recipes, and basically what it did is it created this folder data, and inside it created an empty collections file, which looks like that. It's an JSON object with an array recipes inside of it. Okay, now actually let's write the code that talks to the database. db and error, then get that when. Okay, so first let's probably import the API library. I think that's it. So acorn store.connect. Oh, by the way, so this is the main repo of the project, but it's currently private, and in order to work with the API, I wanted to kind of publish the API code publicly, so I created another repo which only contains the API code, because in this project it also contains the server application code, the client shell application code, and the API code. So let's actually go into the API code, because I don't remember all the function declarations to the T. So connect and URL, which is gonna be acorn. Basically it's gonna be that one. Hope I can copy from it. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna use that to connect, and if error doesn't equal to null, then we say something like failed to connect to the database. Okay, now when we successfully connect, we can, actually that's it for now, though. What we probably want to do is have this in the global scope, so it's gonna be var db store.db, so that we can use it in the load recipe and save functions. This will just trash it And what we're gonna do is when we wanna save a new recipe, this is the method, by the way, of the recipe. So when we wanna save, we go db.insert .collection, and how do we get a collection? I think we just provide the name, yeah, connection, recipes. We can do something like that. ID counter int. We can have db.collection recipes, retrieve condition, and we're gonna retrieve the size. It's not gonna be good, but for now we're gonna retrieve the size. Then we're gonna do ID counter equals string convert I'm gonna use JSON to set a JSON value quickly. Set document title is going to be r.title, and the body is going to be body. That's it. Recipe document, insert recipe document. So this is the save code, the code to save the new recipe object to the database, and loading is gonna be db.collection recipes .retrieve. Right now we imply that titles should be unique. Now exit this. This might actually work. Shouldn't this work? Oh. So it wasn't working and I was trying to debug it. Basically here I just take a reference to the database object and it works. So for some reason it didn't work, and it said that, for example, when I would try to retrieve from the database, now here this code worked perfectly, but in the load recipe method, this code retrieve didn't work, and it said that this here something like it was nil or something like that, which doesn't make much sense. Now I'm gonna try to rerun it, and so recipe 1, there is no such recipe. Let's add this recipe. Here's recipe 1, save. Here's recipe 1, we're viewing it, that means it has been saved, and ID is 0. Okay, that's perfect. Let's go to recipe 2. For some, here's recipe 1. What? Now this. doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we implemented saving new recipes, also loading recipes. Now let's implement editing recipes. How are we actually editing? Let's just go the easy way, and by the way, I think I'm gonna leave ID counter like that because it's good enough. So in save handler, we're gonna actually check if we need to simply update or if we need to create a new document, and else we're gonna do all that. So basically create a new one, and that should work. Okay, update, save, update. It updates successfully. So we could also I created these IDs because I thought maybe we could also add a system for users, you know, so that you can create user accounts and users can have their recipes, and we could make kind of a relationship, not quite, but sorta a relationship between recipes and users and all that. But it actually took me longer than I expected, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. We could also add deletion so that we could have a complete functionality. And actually, let's try and do that. Let's do delete handler. Let's create a recipe to delete. This recipe will be deleted soon. Save. Okay, we have a new recipe in this collection. Let's now try to delete it. Okay, I think I haven't. No, I have. So okay, what's that? Did it delete? No, it did not delete nothing. Oh, I get it now. So we have 3 recipes, and let's delete recipe to delete. For that we need to do delete / recipe to delete, recipe deleted. Yeah, now we have only 2 recipes, and if we try to view recipe with delete, it prompts us to create a new recipe. So this is the CRUD functionality. You can save new recipes, view saved recipes, edit recipes, and delete recipes. So there is the CRUD functionality implemented with a current store database. Thank you and bye.